y'all, so I'm here to give a recent update of the events that I've covered and how they went. Let's get into it. So going backwards from most recent to the past, I covered an event for Jazz Hands for Autism. It's an event highlighting those on the autism spectrum. I had a good time. They were really sweet. I'm gonna insert little clips here and there. And I covered Jazz Hands for Autism's 17th concert. The premise is to highlight a world of talented musicians on the autism spectrum. Amy Pathrath brought awareness to the event on Spectrum News. All of my interviews are here on my YouTube and also on my Instagram, so check out both. Subscribe if you already haven't. But the Jazz Hands for Autism event was wonderful. Had people there from Spectrum News and other things. You learn a lot and you learn every day. And although it's cool to be on the carpet and talk to celebs or those that are well known, it's more gratifying and humbling and insightful to speak to everyday people, especially those at Jazz Hands for Autism. Y'all, I'm live with Cece, one of the performers from today. She absolutely killed it. Her backing track never started, but she did it a cappella. How did that feel?
It was like so scary, but I somehow did it.
You didn't just do it, you killed it. You had everybody clapping and singing along. The next interview that I did was with Amazon Prime's The Wilds. Yeah, get into it. It has to do with drawing a blank. Not cute. It has to do with a group of teens who think that they're going on this little wild adventure, a little vacation. Little do they know they're part of a social experiment. And they've been all put together as a ploy to see will they be destructive or constructive when it comes to making it out the island or handling everyday issues. So it was a blast interviewing them. The cast was so extensive. I've yet to interview that many people in one setting. The interview was via Zoom. So I woke up, got the interview information late. It was 10 p.m. the day before, and they still hadn't clarified if my start time was 8 a.m. or 1 p.m. That's a big gap. Can I sleep in or am I up? Like, which one is it? You're not giving me the opportunity to be my best self and prepare. So what do you do in those cases? You assume it's the earliest slot. So I assumed it was 8 a.m. and I was like, let me just prepare just in case. You're not gonna catch me slipping. Never catching me slipping. So I prepared as if it was 8 p.m. Then around 10:30, we got the confirmation that my time slot was 8:30 to 1 p.m. I'm thinking, oh, it's just an interview. No. That's what they need me. They need me from 8 to 1 p.m. I said, oh, okay. So we're going on a journey. So what happens with that thing? What happens with large casts is that what I'm learning is they put you in a waiting room where you're there, you're supposed to check in, make sure they know you're here. You know, you're repping for whatever media company you're with, and then they plug you in to separate rooms where certain cast members are waiting for your questions. So the cast members are doing an entire press day being asked multiple questions by everybody, and then they plug you in and then you say, hey, in my case, hey, I'm Kaelyn, I'm here to ask y'all some questions, and you just pray that you're not redundant. That's why there's beauty in studying and trying to think outside the box with your questions, because if they get asked the same question 10 times by 10 different media outlets, by the time they get to you, if you're 3rd, 4th, or even 10th in line, they're gonna look at you like, yeah, everybody, I've been asked that all the time. They're gonna have this lackluster response to you. What are you all's actual thoughts on social experiments? Do you feel they're fair, useful, or wrong?
Man, that's a good question.
I'm an advocate for it. If I'm aware that I'm in a study, if I'm aware of it and it's for the greater good, then so be it. Because
if you're aware, though,
if I'm aware of
it, depends. This social experiment, it's complicated.
So you want to make sure you set yourself apart and think outside the box of a question you would want to ask if the shoe was on the other foot. So that was pretty cool. They kiki, we had a good little giggle. So check that out. Like I said, it's up here on my YouTube and it's on my Instagram. Check it out. On to the next interviews. Lastly, what we're gonna cover in this video is the Disney red carpet that I did. Yeah, I've worked with Disney. Okay, yeah, Disney. Yeah, big name. No, yeah, I work with Disney. It was such an honor. No, for real. That was my second event that I did for Disney. I'll talk about the Food and Wine Festival that I covered, as I put right here in another video. But this was actually like a Disney movie premiere, and it was called Better Nate Than Ever. The whole movie was about the main character, Nate, finding his voice. You know what I mean? Finding his voice in stardom, finding his voice on Broadway, finding his own voice personally. So, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I showed up in an OGCLA boho piece, boom. This wig, my Only in Blonde, boom. And yeah, we kept it pushing. It was really long, or was it not? I just remember my feet hurting. My feet hurt. So I don't know, it felt long. I don't remember if it was long, but it felt long. So maybe it was long, and we're going with that. It was a long carpet, like took a long time. Because, you know, I don't know why this been happening to us with Where's the Buzz, but we've been placed at the end. We have literally been placed at the end. You have 15 news outlets that start from the left to the right, and number one's over there, and we right here. Racism? No, probably not. But we're at the end. So by the time the person, by the time the talent, by the time the stars get to us, they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, please, 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 I would love to interview with you. It's a game. Make them feel loved. Make them feel wanted. And then who's not gonna want to talk about themselves? Who? I mean, some people aren't like that, but you know, most people, especially if it's their movie that they're in, they want to talk their stuff. So it was a good old time, and I had my first experience with a celebrity. Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe it was a miscommunication, you know what I mean? Lisa Kudrow played the aunt, I believe, in the movie. We had a long day from talking to all the news outlets and talking to us last. Even her team was kind of like, one question, that's all you can do. Like, get it done type vibe. And I'm like, no problem. So after I asked her the question about the Friends reboot that she said she was interested in, I used the terminology like, let's get into this outfit, you know? Let's get into this outfit. You look sharp in this black blazer, whatever her get up was. And maybe that's a difference in culture. She didn't understand what I meant by get into it. I think she thought I meant like something else. I have no idea. But she like backed up away from me, like, get into it, why? And I'm like, oops. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody won't understand what you mean. Deep down in your heart, people won't know what you mean. Deep inside, you need to let them know. Colloquialisms aren't across the board, even though we run the show. Black people create culture and say things all day that influence culture in a special way. So I thought she knew what I meant by getting to, but she had no idea, and I looked like a fool when she walked away. I turned around and said, oh my gosh, did that just really happen? My cameraman laughed. He said that was terrible. We giggled and moved on cause it was really bearable. Now I learned to not use slang all the time. The beat is lost, but my heart still will shine. No, for real. It was like a experience. Thank y'all for coming to my concert. That's a song on the spot. One of the many on the Future tour. So, the Future tour. Yeah. So that was funny. I'm still gonna be me everywhere I go. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. Other than that, she was cool. You know, miscommunication, maybe a long day, whatever have you. No bad blood. We'll love to see you again. We'll love to see you again, Lisa. But yeah, I'm still gonna be me. So yeah, that's funny. That was my first time being like, oh, my man. But you live and you learn. Like, life isn't always about good peaches and cream experiences. Sometimes it's about pickles and onions. It's not always gonna be sweet. I don't even eat pickles. And that's why. Sometimes The things you avoid in life will be right before you, but you still need to know how to handle it. What am I saying? I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah. Get into the skin. Ooh, child. I'm bound to have more experiences where I misunderstood talking to people. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. As long as you guys, my 10,000 million fans, as long as the million fans that I have, you guys, the community. I know it's actually 6 of you guys, but we're strong and we're mighty. As long as you guys like rally up for me, you know, rally up, show your strength, stand up for me, like, then we'll make it. We'll make it in this industry. But no, if God be for me, who could be against me? I will say what I say, stand on what I say, especially on the things that regard God. Not backing down, not backing down, not backing down. But that's just me. Yeah, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this recap of these 3 little situations. Disney, Amazon Prime. What else did I do? Oh, Disney, Amazon Prime, and Jazz Hands for Autism. Hope you enjoy. But no, for real, y'all. Again, as always, please subscribe, comment below on any other interviews that you've seen or anything you see me done. Anything you see me do in the past or that I will do in the future. Just let me know if you want a more in-depth story of what took place before or after or during the event. I'll be more than happy to share that with you guys. Yeah, again, subscribe, capital S, subscribe. I'd appreciate that, but it doesn't make me or break me. Just a little bit. Yeah, so, yeah, y'all. Tune in to my next video. Tap into my next video and see what else I get into. Cause what am I speaking? I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I know Japanese and Russian, so it's like sometimes my brain will go like because it's too much at one time. Is the wig slipping back? No, hold on. No, she's good. So yeah, sometimes my brain will compete over what language comes out at the time, and I'm not always perfect. That comes with being trilingual. Yeah, y'all, let me end this before I just literally run down my battery. Mwah.
Volunteers, our staff, our board, and our audience as well. Thank you all for coming out and tuning in to the first ever multimedia Jazz Hands concert and Jazz Hands concert number 17. And thank you so much for being here today.
Of course, girl. I had to cover the event.